I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
It is another exciting episode of the Hello Africa Morning Show brought to you by the Association of African Universities. You're welcome to today's episode, and this program is proudly sponsored by Vena Purified Water and Biko Drinks. My name is Isabella Teta Hinakwa, and we are broadcasting live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities. Now, before we begin, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we'll be discussing in today's episode. And on our top African news, we'll be looking at AAU launching the first thematic university experts network to boost research collaboration. Also, we have the USP partnering with AAU to support pharmaceutical institutions in Africa. We also have Impact Amplifier and Google.org launch Africa Online Safety Platform, and many more on the top African news segment. Moving to lifestyle, we have LASU Awards grant to innovate student startups. And also, we've got some interesting stories on the entertainment segment and also sports highlight of the Paris Tournament 2024. I know you wouldn't want to miss this episode, so stick with us as we go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll start with the top African news. Please stay tuned.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
You're welcome back from the break, and thank you for sticking with us. Now, first on the top African news, the Association of African Universities, AAU, has initiated a groundbreaking move to foster research collaboration among African scholars by launching the first of its thematic university experts networks. Now, this network focused on climate, oceans, sustainable water use, marine resources, and fisheries, convened at the inaugural virtual meeting in July, bringing together approximately 300 researchers from across the continent.
The network is meant to facilitate the exchange of students and staff within the African higher education landscape. Additionally, it will identify universities specializing in these areas, thereby guiding students towards suitable institutions for further studies. Beyond academic exchange, the network will actively promote joint research endeavors, the development of research proposals, and student and staff mobility programs. The AAU General Secretary, Professor Olusola Oyewole, highlighted the need to translate research into tangible impact. He proposed that fostering research partnerships and networks among universities and researchers is a crucial step towards achieving this goal. He therefore appeals to interested academics to write to the AAU indicating their willingness to take up research leadership roles. Professor Boutei El-Mouni, president of Abdelmalek Essadi University in Morocco, stressed the importance of shifting research focus from publication to societal impact. He emphasized the need to prioritize research aligned with Africa's opportunities and resources. Professor Dennis Aheto, director of the Africa Center of Excellence in Coastal Resilience, highlighted the network's potential to be more impactful than the Center of Excellence model due to its simpler implementation and reduced bureaucratic hurdles. The AAU is self-funding the initiative, but remains open to additional support from development partners. This network is part of the broader AFRID initiative launched in 2023, which comprises Afrid Universities and Afrid Researchers, which has also been rebranded as African Universities Experts to emphasize network-based collaboration among researchers in specific fields.
That was quite interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing other university experts in the different disciplines. Now, still on AAU's initiatives to enhancing African universities, in a joint webinar on Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, the AAU and the United States Pharmacopoeia has partnered to introduce the USB Access for Africa initiative to AAU member institutions. Now, the initiative is towards advancing shared goals of increasing access to quality medicine and vaccines. Through this, there will be a free access to the United States National Formulary and the USP Education Library to all stakeholders working to advance the pharmaceutical ecosystem in Africa. Hence, AAU member institutions will be provided with the opportunity to access the associated resources.
For over 30 years, the United States Pharmacopoeia USP has partnered with African stakeholders to improve access to quality medical products. Committed to supporting initiatives like the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Plan for Africa and the New Public Health Order, USP emphasizes that scientific quality standards enforced by a skilled workforce are crucial for Africa's pharmaceutical sector and for building trust in locally produced medical products. During the event, Professor Adwoa, Director of Research and Programs at the AAU, highlighted academia's significant role in developing a robust pharmaceutical workforce. He also mentioned the potential for academic institutions to collaborate with industry partners in research and drug development. Professor Amma referenced the European and Developing Countries Clinical Trials Partnership, EDCTP, which many African scholars and AAU member universities participate, aimed at accelerating the development of health technologies for neglected diseases. This event underscores AAU's dedication to providing valuable tools and resources to its members, and USP's commitment to enhancing a workforce to strengthen Africa's pharmaceutical manufacturing ecosystems. Prior to the webinar was the launch of the Africa chapter, organized in collaboration with AAU, the African Union Development Agency, the Africa Center for Disease Control, and the Federation of African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association.
Well, do you know currently there are lots of cybersecurity issues trending, and various initiatives are coming up with solutions. One of these is the Impact Amplifier, supported by Google.org. Now, this initiative has launched the Africa Online Safety Platform to promote online safety across the continent. The comprehensive resource addresses various online safety challenges and provides essential tools and information for research, education, and community engagement.
The Africa Online Safety Platform aims to tackle the complexities of online safety by offering a centralized hub of resources, including research, educational materials, funding opportunities, and legal support for cybercrime victims across Africa. Key features include a research hub aggregating Africa-focused online safety studies, open-source educational resource for teachers, parents, and students, information on funding opportunities for online safety initiatives, and legal support tools to help victims of cybercrime seek justice. At the official launch, experts from South Africa and Kenya, including Craig Waswain from Wolfpack Information Risks and Martha Sundar from Childline Kenya, discussed the complexities and solutions for staying safe online and emphasized the importance of locally suited solutions. Google SA Country Director Dr. Alistair Mokena highlighted the sustained commitment to the online safety ecosystem in Africa, while Impact Amplifier Director Tana Medvin stressed the importance of addressing online safety concerns for the 570 million internet users across the continent. The Africa Online Safety Platform part of Impact Amplifier's broader initiative to address African online safety at a systematic level, aims to fill the gaps in the online safety ecosystem.
And moving on to Haiti, in the country's capital and beyond, schools are crumbling as gang violence deepens poverty and disrupts basic government services, with the state education system facing a $23 million deficit. Now, a report by Africa News indicates that UNICEF's Education Cannot Wait Executive Director Yasmin Sharif announced a $2.5 million grant on Friday to aid nearly 75,000 children through cash transfers, school feeding programs, and other initiatives. Sharif is urging the European Union, France, and the US to help close the educational deficit.
Sharif's visit to Haiti highlighted the dire impact of gang violence on education, with over 2,500 people killed or injured in early 2024. At least 919 schools are closed, affecting 150,000 students, while the Jean-Marie Vincent School in Port-au-Prince has taken in students from other shuttered schools, despite overcrowding and housing hundreds of homeless individuals on its grounds. The economic hardship is severe, with over 60% of the population living on less than $2 a day, making private schools unattainable for many. Sharif emphasizes that improving education is key to addressing Haiti's extreme poverty and violence, as seen in the personal story of Miguel Domorsi, a 20-year-old aspiring agronomist facing significant challenges due to the ongoing instability.
And in South Africa, the country has appointed Mandisa Maya as the first female Chief Justice, effective September 1st, 2024. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced Maya's promotion from Deputy Chief Justice, succeeding Raymond Zondo, who is retiring. Now, Maya, who has a distinguished career including serving as the Judge President of the Supreme Court of Appeal, will be the 8th Chief Justice in the end of apartheid in 1994.
Mandisa Maya is recognized for being the first black woman appointed to the Supreme Court of Appeal and the first woman to become its president. Her journey from rural Eastern Cape to Fulbright scholar at Duke University reflects her groundbreaking achievements. South Africa's Chief Justice position has been held by men since its inception in 1910, making Maya's appointment a significant milestone in the country's judicial history. Maya's term begins on September 1, marking her as the 8th Chief Justice since the end of the apartheid in 1994.
That is all. Top African news. Stick with us as we go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey, so this is Dishant from Unica University Common Application. I recommend you to watch AAU television.
AAU TV is the place to be for every person in higher education in Africa. Better be there or be nowhere.
Continuez de regarder la télé et surtout sur le AAU.
Keep watching it, and it will change the way you interact with higher education on the continent. AAU, great job.
I want to tell you that AAU television is fantastic. It's educative, it's informative, and it is a must for anybody who is interested in higher education in Africa.
When I was in Accra last year, I did an interview on this TV. It's a very important mouthpiece.
It's a data, it's a bank of all we need for the development of higher education in Africa.
People should make an effort to view it because it discusses very current issues of development across the continent.
I believe that the station will continue to promote the overall development of Africa, particularly in the tertiary education sector.
AAU TV provides a platform and shares a lot of information to a broader audience. So we wish you all the best, and please continue serving AAU TV,
the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
You're welcome back from the break and moving on to the news portal review. But before that, I am joined here by my co-host Naomi Dako. Naomi,
hi.
How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Looking nice. I'm
Thank
fine.
you. You look good too.
Great. So start with the news portal review.
Yeah. So for us, news portal review this morning, Zimbabwe police arrested 44 students after breaking up their meeting discussing education policies, resulting in some students sustaining injuries due to alleged severe beatings. Now, the arrest occurred amid President Emerson Mnangagwa's warning against protest ahead of the 44th Southern African Development Community SADC Summit in Harare in August. The Zimbabwe National Students Union, ZINASU, President Emmanuel Sitima spent a night in police custody and appeared in court the next day, charged with criminal nuisance. Sitima and others were fined following the event at the Zesa Training Center in Harare on July 24. The police claim they intervened due to alleged property destruction and violence among the students. Human rights activists and ZINASU members dispute these claims, alleging police brutality and inhumane detention conditions. The incident highlights ongoing concerns about freedom of assembly and expression under Mnangagwa's administration, as human rights organizations call for investigations into police contact. Isabella?
Yes, dear. Police brutality.
Yeah. Do you think the police, whatever the police is claiming is the truth? Because if there is already an existing notion or mindset that there's police brutality and little to no freedom of expression or speech in Harare, do you think that the police claim that the people were actually the reason for
Well, it may be true, because even looking at Kenya's protests, they started peacefully, but then it ended in something else. So I am not saying it is true, but looking at what the students are saying, they had gathered somewhere, having their conversation, looking at solutions as to how they can find solutions to their problem, and then came police. But according to them, they said they heard that the students are destroying properties.
Yes.
But then, even if students are destroying properties, I don't think the right way to solve that is to beat the students or even arrest 44 students. I mean, you can arrest the leaders of the protest and then try and maybe scare off the students or the demonstration. And this was not even a demonstration. No, they had met somewhere to discuss. And then you go in to arrest and beating students. I mean, it is not the right thing to do. I have experienced that before. It was not a brutality, but then, I mean, I think it was students of law students. Yes, they were demonstrating on something, and then all of a sudden, the police started shooting the rubber bullet, and then spraying hot water and not exactly. I don't think that is a right way to solve demonstrations or trying to prevent demonstrations going on. Like I said, you can arrest the leaders just like they did, but adding additional 44 additional students to it is not quite well. It prevents them from expressing themselves.
And what do you think could be the repercussions of limited expression of speech?
Obviously, you can't say a word if something is not going on. You can't free yourself. You can't express yourself, and that is really bad. How then? Where is the inclusivity? How are we going to include the youth in governmental issues and all that?
Now, police brutality is not something happening only in Zimbabwe or just Africa. It's across. What do you think can be done to sort of either deter the policemen, to ensure that they conduct themselves professionally, even when the criminals or the people they are arresting are trying to be like aggressive with them?
Yes. Probably maybe they need I don't know how to say, maybe training, or they've gone through trainings already, but probably professionalism. They need to be taught how to go about being professional on the field and to prevent brutalities. And also, probably we have to maybe make an example if a police is caught doing something,
that is,
arrest the police. And
I think that is the right way to go, because just recently, I think last week, a policeman actually went to shoot a woman who said like she needed help. Yeah, she needed help because she sensed that there was somebody around her hood or her like her house, and then she calls the police only for her to
calling
end up
for
being
help
dead.
ended up being killed.
So
yeah, it is, but we need to punish. I mean, set an example here in Africa.
There's always some bad nuts amongst the lot too. It's about how to fish out those bad nuts and ensure that they are set as examples to the others.
Yes.
Well,
well, still on the news portal reviews, and here picking from the University World News, the Irish Embassy in Abuja denied a visa to Dr. Ibrahim Abdul Aziz, a transport researcher from Lagos State University, preventing his attendance at the Transport Research Arena Conference in Dublin. Now, despite presenting complete documentation, including proof of sponsorship by Nigerian Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Abdul Aziz's visa application was rejected, with officials unconvinced of his return to Nigeria post-conference. Abdul Aziz, who has a history of international travel for academic purposes, expressed shock and disappointment at the decision, noting his extensive travel history, including holding a valid Schengen visa and recent trips to South Africa and Sweden. Now, this marks his second visa denial by the Irish Embassy, with a previous refusal for the Walk 21 conference in 2022. The denial underscores ongoing challenges faced by researchers from the Global South in attending international conferences, as highlighted by similar cases involving African academics. These issues also raises broader concerns about the applications for international collaborations and knowledge exchange in academia. Abdul Aziz considers appealing the decision, though he is cautious about future applications for Irish visa. Now, it is quite sad. I mean, we all keep preaching open access, knowledge transfer, mobility, easy mobility, and all that, sharing knowledge. But here you are being prevented to go to another state with the notion that you are not going to come back to Africa. It is quite, it's sad. It is sad.
I think Namibia made a move of those, you know, so in most African countries, we are giving, or we've done visa exemptions for some of the European countries, even those like so. But Namibia has been able, or they decided that if they do not have visa exemption for a specific country, whether or not you are you're on the African continent or
I think
outside
we'll be discussing that. It's part of the story.
So I think it actually speaks to this, because if Nigeria, if somebody from Ireland, or if somebody from there has visa exemption to come to Nigeria, why would you say that why are you denying the person visa to come to your country? I mean, there should be that form of mutual collaboration between the two countries. And even away from that, this person is a researcher. Obviously, he's traveled many times. This is not his first travel. And he should definitely have some form of documentation to prove that he's actually attending a conference or he's going here for a specific thing. So what shows that after the conference he will not come back? If there is that doubt, why don't you ensure that every move of his is tracked, so that after the conference and he decides to stay a week or two and he's not back, then you can take action. But for you to deny the person a visa whilst he needs to attend a conference, especially knowing what he is a transport researcher and he's attending a conference, the Transport Research Arena Conference in Dublin. I think this is something that the two countries, just like Namibia is doing or has done, if you have visa exemption for a specific country, it should be reciprocated. Otherwise, then there's no need, because if you do not trust me to come to your country, why should I trust you to come to my country? So I think that would be the best solution to this problem,
situation.
And especially because the person is an academic.
Yeah.
If the person is an academic, you should know. The person is a doctor, a researcher. I'm telling you that I'm attending a conference and you are denying me visa. It's not as though I'm going on a tour or something. I think
I know I've not experienced traveling and all that, but I know for fact, and also from what people say, that if you travel and come back, I mean, there's a proof that you do come back.
Yes,
going for visa is not a problem, and you don't really go through this strict interrogations because you've moved, and it shows. He said he proved that he's been to South Africa, he has Schengen visas.
Exactly.
And all
I was thinking about
shows
mentioning that.
when, I mean, well, probably they've seen young people moving, like using all sorts of opportunities.
This is
clearly
someone who loves his continent, someone who loves what he does.
It's really painful.
Yeah,
exactly. Especially when you've planned, you know what you are going to do. Like, you want to showcase your knowledge. You want to let people know what you've done and your findings. It's really sad. I remember, you know, we were handling the COVID-19 project, and it ended. So I was supposed to join the funders in South Africa as a convening, and also to let people know what we've done, AAUTV has done. And at that time, we were applying for visa in Ghana here. My passport went to the South African embassy, and can you imagine, it passed almost 1 month after the program had, before I got my passport. So unfortunately, I was not able to participate in that conference. And it's quite sad. Something should be done, especially if the person is proving that, I have to attend this this event, and I've been invited. Everything, my document shows. Why refuse?
So then, they granted you the visa finally?
Oh yes.
Imagine. So what are you going to?
When Ghana to Africa, South Africa was free visa. So what am I going to use a visa for?
Oh no.
Yes, it is sad. I mean, something must be done.
Yes, it has. I think there should be that exemption for academics and even researchers across Africa, because definitely they are transferring their knowledge from one continent to the other. So if I'm coming to your continent, I don't see why you should restrict me to come in.
Yeah.
When I give you free access to my continent. No. This is something that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
Away from that story, the African Union's Agenda 2063, which was launched in 2015, aims to collect all African capitals and commercial centers with an integrated high-speed train network, reducing transport costs and congestion. Agenda 2063 underscores railways' crucial role in Africa's growth, noting their energy efficiency and reduced greenhouse gas emissions compared to road transport. Now, initially, it was built by European colonizers for transporting goods and passengers. Africa's railway networks expanded post-independence. However, neglect, conflict, and lack of skilled manpower has led to their decline. In recent years, have seen a resurgence in railway projects across Africa, with Afro Express, a $90 billion high-speed rail project connecting Cape Town to Casablanca starting in 2024. There's also another Lobito trade facilitation project, a 1,300-kilometer line linking Angola, Zambia, and DRC for mineral transport. There's also Trans-Kalahari Railway, a 1,500-kilometer line connecting Botswana to Namibia, operational by 2025. There's also the Ethiopia-Sudan Railway, which is a 1,500-kilometer line linking Addis Ababa to Port Sudan, though delayed by Sudan's crisis. Several African universities are addressing this need.
Yeah.
Well, University of Pretoria is offering railway engineering training now. Stellenbosch University holds the research chair in maintenance and engineering management. Alstom Railway Academy in Egypt also trains workforce for Egypt's rail industry. Federal University of Transportation Nigeria also focuses on railway engineering and management. African Railway Education and Research Institute in Ethiopia also offers postgraduate programs and industry research. Railway Institutes of the University of Gamal Abdel Nasser in Guinea provides 2-year programs with Chinese collaboration. A regional or continental approach is essential to meet the industry's manpower needs, and a consortium of higher education institutions, governments, and railway companies could plan and collaborate on training initiatives. This could be discussed at regional forums like the Sahara Annual Conference and the East Africa Community's Rail Master Plan, and at the continental level during the African Rail Conference in May 2025.
I'm happy at least I am seeing something that is going to help implement the AFTA policy.
Yes.
Because we keep saying free trade, you can move, free mobility, easy access to another country, but transportation, it is not easy. Sometimes the roads, even the cost involved in transporting your goods to another country, and even the taxes and all that. And if at least we are trying to get a solution, which is the railway moving faster, cost in terms of cost and all that, is going to help us. And I like the collaboration because we may have the resource, but then when it comes to capacity, we lack from things. So yes, I like the fact that they are bringing in universities to let them know, hey, you are involved in this, you're also part and you play a role in this aspect. So train students so that when they come out, they'll be able to look at issues surrounding railways and transportation. I like that. I like the fact that they're also bringing in international. I think one university is collaborating with the China Association in terms of railway, and it's a good.
Yes, it is. It is. And I don't know what happens. You know, we mentioned that neglect, conflicts, and lack of skilled manpower has led to the decline in our railway systems. So if we have been able to identify the cause, why haven't we brought about a solution? Why haven't we proposed a solution?
Probably,
because it's not being. Yes, I like the fact that there's something being done. But then all these years, why did we wait for so long? We can tell in Ghana here, our railway systems literally do not work.
But
they do not work.
Actually, they tried making it work, and ourselves, we are to blame. We are to be blamed ourselves, because this was announced that we are going to test a new train that has been brought to us, and then someone parked right at the middle of the railway just for a crash to happen.
So we are also part of the negligence. On our part.
Yes, and it may take quite a time.
But I'm sure, before you proceed, I'm sure the person in his or her mind was thinking that we really do not use our railway system, so definitely there's no train coming. So
and it happened.
Exactly.
It came.
It is because even when we are trying to bring in the solution, we do not announce it, we do not publicize it to the knowledge of the general public. Because once you do that, everybody is aware that, oh, so and so we are testing this here at this time on this very day. Obviously, if you do that and the person still goes ahead to pack whatever truck they had over there, then you can do something to the person. But if you do not publicize it, we all know that our railway systems do not work. So if you are testing it and I put something on the wheels, I'm not sure people will know that it's going to work in any.
I'm sure they announced, but the exact time and then the when is going to happen.
Even if they did, that is why. So you can do the campaign. And that's why effective communication strategies are very essential. Because, yes, you can do the campaign, but how effective is it? The people, your target market, if you are telling me that you want to test your train that you brought in, and the railways do not pass Accra, or it's not in the towns, like in the cities, and it's in the villages, you shouldn't come and do your campaign on TV or radio, because you should not expect these people to use the local communication channels. Maybe you go to the various chiefs of the town, inform them, let your people know that on this day and date we will be testing the trains. No one should go. Imagine if it was a person, it was a human being that was even standing there or
the
crossing.
Person will run before,
exactly,
the person will run before the train gets
no,
there.
No, but so you should always assume the worst.
Yeah.
So yes, you can come up, you can have your own communication strategy, but it doesn't mean that it's effective. So if you are dealing with the locals, try and go down to their level and engage them. Because if you're sitting in Accra announcing that you are going to be testing trains that have come in Kumasi, or in a village somewhere, and they do not have access to electricity, they do not have access to common stuff like radio or TV, you should go down there. You should go to them and engage them.
I understand that, and I think probably community engagement should be part of the strategies in which they create awareness and to educate people. And okay, how about this problem? Because I do see on TikTok sometimes you see this Fulani, they go around picking metals. Can you imagine they unscrew their reels and take the metals to sell? How about that as well? That the government shouldn't be blamed.
And that is why you don't just, we have security agencies.
So there should be security.
We should
just
have
like
security
the borders,
agencies, and there should always there will always be specific places where these things are. So you make sure that they are guarded. And once you get you catch someone, you should use that person as a deterrent. Maybe serve a jail sentence about 10 years, 15 years. That way people will know that it is actually criminal for you to do that. But we are aware, we both know that people are doing this, but no one has been arrested. No, it has not been made public that this person did this and the person, even at Domi Bridge, people were unscrewing. And imagine if it continues, nobody was arrested. If it continues, in the next 5 years, we will lose the Adomi Bridge, which connects Accra to the Volta region.
Fatality.
Exactly. So if we know the problem, we should try and strategize to solve the problem.
Yes. So to the African Union, these are some of the challenges. And I think probably engaging with the community will enable you to get to know more and what to do next. And still on the African World News portal, a recent Coursera report reveals that nearly 2/3 of online learners in sub-Saharan Africa access professional skill courses via smartphones and tablets, highlighting the importance of flexible mobile-based education in the region. Now, with 75% of internet traffic in sub-Saharan Africa coming from mobile phones, the report emphasizes the critical need for on-the-go learning solutions to accommodate the continent's widespread mobile usage. Now, some of the key findings from the news or from the study indicates that in Nigeria, 76% of learners access Coursera courses on mobile devices, significantly higher than South Africa's 62%. Also, in terms of the regional average, 65% stands as the average of the region and the highest globally, reflecting the importance of mobile access of education in Africa. In terms of gap, so despite high mobile usage, only 36% of learners are women, highlighting a significant gender gap in online education. Now, moving to some of the challenges as well as the opportunities, we see that Sub-Saharan Africa experienced the smallest growth in online learners in 2024 at just 12% compared to North America 61% and MENA's 41%. Also, we have some challenges discussions around infrastructure and accessibility. We also have economic impact, where with 230 million jobs in Africa expected to require digital skills by 2030, investment in job-focused education is crucial. In terms of the case studies or initiative, we see that Botswana has achieved gender parity in online enrollment through initiatives like Smart Boats and UNICEF's Giga project, connecting schools to high-speed internet. And also still in Botswana, learners prefer skills in leadership, risk management. So this is the variation.
Yeah.
We have leadership, risk management, and accounting, preparing for roles such as project and operations managers. And we also have risk management and supply chain systems, aiming for IT project management. And also Nigerians are learning, or they are emphasizing on ICT skills, targeting roles like security engineers and product marketing managers. I know. So these are some of the variations and some initiatives that countries are doing to enable students get access to skill course via mobile phones and tablets.
I think it's actually very it's a good thing that we are hearing. It's good news, because now we all know the relevance of education, especially online, which is like on the go. We all have access to like some platforms like the Coursera doing the research. Coursera is an online platform. It's a digital platform where you can just access via your smartphones and wherever and learn whatever course that you would want to read. So it's actually a good thing. It's actually good news to me that I'm seeing about 2/3 of online learners in sub-Saharan Africa using just their mobile phones and tablets to read. I don't know how they do it, because I prefer using my personal computer, because then I will not have any distractions from my phone. So I don't know how they do it. But it also tells you that we have grown in terms of our internet access, because initially we did not, even though the mobile phone scheme, we also didn't have access to like great internet to access or to stream these courses, or even go through this or have access to these courses all throughout, and especially connecting on our smartphones and tablets. My only concern now, of course, I'm gender
I know you're going to mention that.
My only concern now is the fact that it's just a fraction, a little fraction of women do the online courses as compared to men. Because if we are saying that only 36% of the learners are women, then it means about 63 or 64 of them.
64.
64 of them are men, showing that there is that gender gap. But it also talks about the things that the women are interested in. I see that, yes, there's that interest to read, but they mentioned that there are some specific areas that they love to read, like management, leadership, accounting.
This cuts across both male and female.
It cuts across both male and female. But then I'm also looking at it from the angle that they mentioned that these are the areas. So if men are reading these and women, it's just 36% of the women are learning those courses also online, then it means the interest is probably not there. So what could be the other areas that the women are really interested in?
I think when you go to the Coursera platform, there are a lot of skills courses that you can take. So probably the interest is not there. And for instance, myself personally, if I'm having issues, probably I want to understand something, I normally go to my phone rather than asking someone. I like to learn myself. So maybe the interest or the interest to go online and learn yourself should be higher to motivate women. Probably they feel like, oh, let me ask my colleague, she's going to teach me, rather than taking a course to enhance the skill. Because when you look at accounting, a woman can take that. Okay, well, I can see most of the courses being taken are technology and ICT and all that. But then there are social science courses on Coursera which women can take. Communication. I think I tried a course on communication and I just didn't continue because the price. Maybe the price as well. Some are not free. We have free courses there, but some
are also not free. And I'm also looking at what the market is demanding currently. Probably they are all going into that direction because the market demands that. And especially in Nigeria, most of the IT personnel that I know are Nigerians, and they are actually enthused about learning the cloud systems, how to like the cloud security engineering and all of that. So it's actually it's good that they are taking it up. Like 2/3 of the people on the continent in the sub-Saharan region are reading online, and it's actually good. But I wish to see more representation from the women.
Don't you think maybe there's going to be some side effect related to universities, because if now I can take courses via phones, then what's the essence of me going to school? But then it is a disadvantage. But I think it's also an opportunity for universities to
also adapt to the online system.
Where if a student does not feel comfortable coming to campus to learn, maybe some short courses can be handled on.
And that is why the AAU partnered with Alien Africa to establish the AAU Alien Africa LMS, where institutions can send in or even put their MA courses, their master's courses, their first degree courses online, so that people or students all across the African continent or even outside of the African continent can still access the platform. So it is something that the institutions can also emulate. They can contact our project and comms officer and then work on it. And they can get, I know Rhodes University has the MBA on the AAU Alien Africa, and a lot of people, a lot of students are patronizing or on the platform learning from there. Away from that stories now, despite efforts to the National Council, by the National Council for Higher Education, NCHE, and the Ugandan government, illegal universities and institutions of higher learning continue to operate, causing significant disruptions for students. Uganda's parliament has strengthened regulations to combat unauthorized higher education institutions, yet some persist in operating illegally, exploiting students and undermining the education system. Kaiwa International University, Kintu, continued to operate and even held a fake graduation ceremony despite having its license revoked by the NCHE in 2019. 4 Kintu officials were arrested for presenting a forged letter claiming their license had been reinstated. Even licensed universities like Tim University face issues when opening unapproved satellite campuses. 7 of such campuses were closed by the NCHE, and smaller rural institutions such as the Iganga Vocational Technical Institute and Mbale Technical Institute were also shut down due to lack of authorization. And thousands of students are left in limbo, with some sitting at home and others transferring to different universities. Lecturers from closed institutions are seeking unemployment elsewhere, and the NCHE has established a hotline for students to report unauthorized activities and is working to help students and parents identify illegal institutions. Isabella, what do you think students or even parents can do to avoid being caught up in this situation?
So they are asking students, parents of students to verify legal status of universities before admitting or acquiring for admissions for their kids. And also they've provided some hotline for students to report. The question is, because I have gone through this before, I think there was a time AAU TV News we're talking about students who had graduated with unauthorized or unaccredited certificates from schools, and which is preventing them from being employed out there. So we went to the membership officer to ask if she has any idea about universities being accredited and courses being accredited and all that. And according to her, she said, when you go to the school's website, you will see whether the course or the school is verified or the courses you are going to take is accredited. But then when I went one after the other checking websites, some do have that they are accredited by the institution. Yes, but some do not. So I think instead of you advising parents to verify whether universities are accredited or not, that probably the NCHE should also check the website. If an institution which is accredited does not have that verification on their website, then they should be questioned, or there should be some consequences for that. And universities that are not accredited and are still operating should be punished or should be closed down, just like they are doing. Because if you ask me to verify, I go to the online website and it is not there, and I go to admission. You know, sometimes they make you look like you are all too knowing and all that, because you want to prove it, you want to show, and they may even show you and show you fake documents that, oh, we are verified, so come apply to the school and all that, and then you graduate knowing that they are not accredited, or even the course you are taking is outmoded. So the work should start from the roots and not parents or students.
I will also suggest, just like the AAU has on their website, we have on our website the list of our member institutions. I think the NCHC can also adopt that approach,
the list of
and
accredited.
do a list. Do a list of all the institutions that are accredited, or that they have the authorization or the license to operate as a higher education institutions. I think then, if let's say I've heard of an institution and I want to go to or attend that institution for my studies, then I can quickly go to the NCHE website, just quickly putting enter the institution's name to verify whether or not they have the license to even operate. If they do not have the license and I've heard of them, I can actually report to the NCHC to take action. I think that would be the easiest way out. Otherwise, it will be hard to, unless maybe they tell me that they do not have, or they say they do not have a consolidated list of all the institutions that they've issued license or accreditation to. I think that's where the problem will be. But aside from that, it will not be a big deal for them to adopt the AAU's approach of having all their member institutions there. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll delve into more of our stories. Don't go anywhere.
The CGC show is back on your screens. This season on the CGC show bring you nothing short of interesting and of course educative interviews. We are going to delve into the areas of technical and vocational education and training, TVET. We will get interactive with our professional and well-experienced guests to educate us on how to attain the career path you have been dreaming of in TVET. On the show, we focus mainly on highlighting career opportunities and job prospects available in the program you are studying or yet to read at the tertiary level. Better yet, we help you understand that whatever venture you are in can contribute to the economic development of our beautiful continent. Join me, Mr. Ko, on the CGC show on AAU TV as I engage experts and professionals to help build and nurture your career. The CGC show, your trusted pathway to your dreams.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Hiya, this is Hello Africa. Keep watching AAU TV. Ciao.
It still is the Hello Africa morning show on AAU TV, and we have been discussing some top African news stories as well as bringing your way some news portal review. And today on our lifestyle, we are going to be engaging a special guest of mine. He, of course, is an AAU staff, but he's not here for that actually, because he's won an award, awards grants to innovative student startups. Before I engage him, Lagos Students University's African Center of Excellence for Innovation and Transformative STEM Education, AITSC, has awarded its inaugural Student Entrepreneurial Grant, providing significant financial support to promising startups developed by its students. The AITSC Student Entrepreneurial Grant Award ceremony held on July 26, 2024 recognized the innovative projects of 3 students, each receiving a grant of 2,500,000 naira. Among the awardees is AU's very own Programs Assistant at the Directorate for Research and Programs, Mr. Ajiman Ochre Dakun, for his latest clean gel hygienic pack, Benjamin Unora for his AI projects, and Joy Uchenna for her work in STEM education entrepreneurship. The Vice Chancellor and university officials praised the initiative, part of the ACE Impact project aimed at transforming student ideas into viable startups. The rigorous selection process ensured funding for the most impactful projects. Mr. Ajiman Ochre Dakun, thank you for joining me this morning. You look very good, and I see that you still have that excitement all over your face.
Yeah.
What would be my share for the 2.5 million?
2.5 million, so take 500,000 then.
I should take 500. You have 2 million.
Yes,
I'll come for it. I'll see you after the meeting. But how do you feel? Tell me how you feel about the whole thing.
Oh, well, it feels so good to have been part of the maiden award winners. You know, if it's happened before, then it's ordinary. But being part of the maiden, it has this kind of feel that it gives you that you really put in a lot to gain that recognition from such a very rigorous process they went through and all that.
Yes. I remember I used to see you going home very late, because the security men in AU would tell you that Naomi is almost the last person always going home. But it got to a time I would be going home and I'll see your car there. It means that, Ajiman, I know you're doing your PhD, but I mean, I didn't know that you were working on this thing, and I'm so happy that the efforts has paid off. But what actually inspired you to develop latest clean gel hygienic pack? What is the inspiration?
You know, the story behind latest clean gel hygiene pack is not complete without giving credit to people who inspired this idea. So the name Litis is my late mother's name, Letitia, because she taught me how to make soap. She was a jack of all trades, and she said, I'll teach you how to make liquid soap so you can do it when you're in school for your own personal care stuff. So I've been doing this on a personal level, trying it on my own. Sometimes I do a pilot, I share around. I didn't really get a profit today, but I was just trying to see how innovative I could be doing with it. And it became part of my life. And then this time, there was an opportunity to make it a full-scale business or try and get innovative with it. It took people like Emmanuel Pam, who was also a student of ACISE, it's Africans of Excellence for Innovative Transformative Education, and Felicia and Nkrumah Kwabeji, who actually, and Michael Ama, who gave that kind of zeal that we can do it, put in an application and let's see what happens. So from that ordinary skill that I possessed could now become an application or a proposal, seeing how we can bring together hand sanitizers and also a liquid soap together, and keeping the whole hygiene lifestyle a reality. You know, COVID made us wash our hands more often. We find the vertical bucket. Now we stop doing it, right? We stop doing it.
I still wash my hands, please.
Yeah, well, I mean the whole practice and the whole order that you have to wash your hands, sanitize before you shake somebody's hand or you touch something. It's now fading away because you know COVID is gone. But when those days when we actually ushered that behavior, it helped us, made us more hygiene conscious, and we lived quite well. Today, through the latest clean gel wash, we just believe we can restore that consciousness of healthy living. And the SDG 3 says that good health and well-being. If we're not okay healthy-wise, how can we work? So it's good that we do things that actually enhance good health and well-being.
I think you've touched briefly on my next question, but basically tell us, how are you going to use this 2,500,000 naira? The money is...
Call it 2.5 million naira.
2.5 million naira.
Nigerian
Yeah.
way. Well, this proposal, one of the things this proposal was hinged on 3 factors. The criteria was 3. They wanted to know which products, which technology or which service you are introducing. They wanted to know how the market model is. Understanding the market is important. They also want to know the team capabilities. Who are your team members? How capable are they to do the job? And finally, the impact. So if you look at the product, it's hygiene, hand wash, and sanitizer. The team, I mentioned 3 people who are within this project who have got great backgrounds in what they do: technology, finance, and also leadership. And if you look at the market model, hand wash or soap, personal care stores are not doing that bad here in Ghana.
Yeah.
Because, COVID was one heightening factor where everybody saw the need to have a sanitizer. You have one in your bag.
Yes, I have mine.
Sure.
One in my bag.
And you may have one in your washroom,
Yes,
lavatories here.
everywhere.
And this product is saying that you don't even need to even go to the washroom to do that. You cannot have it in your bag.
Okay.
All you need is water. Yeah, all you need is water. You can wash your hands anywhere.
Where?
You get it, right? Yes. And beyond that, the impact. We have seen the importance of healthy living. So indeed, it has great impact in our lives. We are going to see how diseases like diarrhea, cholera will fade away because now you have clean hands. So if you shake my hand, I can shake your hand a million times because I know you have clean hands, right? And it's well sanitized.
Yes.
And that's
yes. Yeah.
So spending 2.5 million naira in Ghana is not really, I would say, it's not really that much capital that we're talking about for business. But if you look at the social enterprise point of view that this is coming from, there's a bigger side. How do we advocate good health and well-being through proper hand washing?
Yeah.
And any activity that could be undertaken to ensure that young people, old people, so those in the market. Okay? They are always engaged in stuff.
Yeah. Money, touching money, talking to people.
How can we conscientize them on how they can wash that? So we have to go to where it's really needed, on the street. So how to get the street working and clean is the goal. And we can find a way to make 2.5 million naira work in this regard. If we really didn't achieve 100% at least, there was an effort that we made.
Okay. What role do you think university should play in supporting student entrepreneurs?
Yeah, this entrepreneurial program or event was actually a couple of the World Bank or AC Impact project.
Okay.
Where they realized that there could be some funds that could be given to students to help sustain or start new ideas, innovative ideas. And this is the main addition. I believe other centers also do the same thing. If you're investing in Africa and you don't have to be an entrepreneur in university. So these are just brands. You want to brand yourself as a research university or an entrepreneur university. But the question is, your students are your products.
Yeah.
They are either going out there to go and join the long chain or queue of students who are hunting for jobs, or you are bringing out students who have jobs to employ. And you can create the opportunity. Some schools now have incubation hubs. And they are doing well. They are harnessing and nurturing innovative ideas. But the biggest hurdle that many institutions are not considering is the funding.
Yeah.
You have an amazing idea. Where do you get the funding from? To kick it start.
Yeah.
So if you're investing, you should by now be looking at how you can put together a huge endowment fund that at least every year you have a good number of students coming out with some substantial amount of funding to want to bring that idea to reality. So that you can also say that, well, I have got 4 students who are running their own business. And I can also monitor their progress. Because you can't just pour money into a business and it becomes a $1 billion business overnight. It takes so much
Yeah.
to make it become that big. So you don't leave them.
Yeah.
You coach them. You help them. So they can become the IBMs, the Apples, the Microsofts and co. So that you can be proud of what you've done. If we don't invest into our students, I don't know where we can find that magic happen from. You have to be part of the story.
Yeah.
You understand?
But how has Lagos State University, your institution, and then it's supported your entrepreneurial journey, aside from the grants that you have won? In general, what do you think these two institutions, what do you think they have done to support your entrepreneurial journey?
You know, the whole entrepreneurial matrix is nothing without funding, right? And you can teach someone how to fish, but you first need that bait on the hook.
Yeah.
And what do you get that bait for? If you can get them a bait and a hook, then you're actually helping them to optimally make it to that area of catching the fish. So I was taught entrepreneurship as a course, right? In LASU, Lagos State University is the center. But the question is, was that course enough? I learned about entrepreneurship, who's an entrepreneur, features, benefits, and all that. But does that make me an entrepreneur just by studying entrepreneurship? Everybody in Ghana or even in Africa has had an entrepreneurial course in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Does that make them entrepreneurs?
No.
No. What makes you an entrepreneur is you actually capitalize on an idea that can bring profit. Have we had that?
Yeah.
Have we seen that?
Yeah.
Or have we started one on our own? So if we haven't had all these opportunity items within our life circles, then we're just normal passers-by.
Yeah.
We've heard about it, but we are not practitioners.
Yes.
And this move is a practical way of pushing your students to start something.
Yes.
And helping them succeed. So that, Africa's goals of actually falling back beyond, beneath the economic landscape would be changed so that we can also rub shoulders and become a capitalist continent where we need capital, we have great commerce, economic freedom is going to be our anthem.
How do you see your product impacting general hygiene standards in Africa?
The records can tell it. When COVID showed its ugly head, we all saw who were the ones who were afraid.
Yeah.
Africans were afraid because we know how fragile our health systems are. Very bad. And that's where you saw the informatics. People who are telling you all sorts of things which have no facts, yet they have the cure. In fact, Africa had the cure. You clearly had the cure. Yeah, we had people dying. We always run away from the fundamental point, which is what is the only way out of this? It's by keeping yourself clean.
Yeah.
And there's one practice we don't really inculcate. We don't like to wash. We don't like to live a healthy life. Go on the street and see. People are buying things and eating them in public transport. They just eat. They touch seats. They hold money. These monies are circulating in the system. Lots of germs.
Okay.
And we are worried why we fall sick. We want to know why we fall sick. It's debt.
Yeah.
So we just need we need education, we need the advocacy, and the latest clay gel hydrogen pack is one of the implementing vehicles to help solve the problem. We can't do it all in Africa.
Yeah.
We are just an inspiration from another angle. You can also do your own thing, start a project, a social enterprise that will look at enhancing good health and well-being. And let's see how we can throw in ideas to make it succeed and a whole lot more.
Where do you see your startup in the next 5 years?
That's a very, very, very serious question.
You just started, yeah?
It's a serious question. I can't really tell how it will be in the future. An optimist mindset will say that, well, I see myself big in the next 10 years or 5 years. But, a skeptic, not a skeptic one, but a realist mindset, we say that it's balls on how the economic factors embraces the idea. So many startups are folding up today.
Yeah.
Even foreign ones are actually going back. Why? Because the macro and microeconomic factors are not helping them to succeed.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, in the midst of very huge inflation rates and other factors which are very taxes and all that, how can a startup succeed with this funding, which is the only allocated funding? So it can only get better if the economic factors are embracing. But what I can say is that the impact that I desire to make, sincerely I will make. And I leave the rest to, I would say, other stakeholders out there, CSOs who believe in this action to support. I mean, this is not the only funding that can take me to the zenith. We need other supporters as well, other NGOs who also believe in this should come partner. Let's try and take the streets, turn it upside down, and put some cleanness on the ground. That's how it works better.
As we wrap up, what advice would you give to students with innovative ideas and anything you would like to share about your journey or your future plans?
Yeah, you know, there's one issue that students battle with. So many students on campus are looking for. What is the cutting edge? What is the eureka factor? Oh, I need an idea. Is there a machine that I can develop that can take you from Earth to Mars? You want a huge idea, but you've forgotten that all these huge ideas, they're small. So whatever idea you have in your mind that you think, oh, this idea is started, I don't see innovation in it. Innovation doesn't come overnight. Innovation comes when you start something and it begins to evolve, because people will now react towards it and say, why can't it do this? Why can't it do that? That's where you see a portal for innovation. So don't sit and say, I want an idea that when I drop it, we are
it's a banger.
Everything evolved. Everything you see today, the ATM machines, everything evolved from something very ordinary. Facebook. Facebook was just a platform for social networking. Now Facebook, it's more of like an AI platform. And it's going to evolve and become something that we didn't even expect it to be. That's how it works. So whatever idea you have, nurture it. And don't stop listening to people who are always discouraging you. For them, their wishes that you don't go anywhere. Have that idea in your mind and let people who believe in you work with you, and you'll get there. That's how it works.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ochre Dakon, for joining us. We wish you all the best. And I'll definitely see you for my 500,000 naira. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll delve into the world of sports and entertainment.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
You welcome back from the break, and this program is proudly sponsored by Vena Purified Water and Biko Drinks. Now, moving on to the entertainment segment, from Ghana to Ohio, we have the Ejekum family, descendants of one of Ghana's most prominent kingdoms, have seamlessly blended their rich royal heritage with their life in Columbus, Ohio, becoming the star of the hit reality show Royal Rules of Ohio. Now, sharing their unique experience with the BBC, the Ejekums revealed how they navigate between preserving their royal traditions and adopting to the American lifestyle.
This crazy crew, my family, are African royals in Ohio. I do not expect you to be doing shots. We were socially drinking. Get some juice. Case closed.
Royal Rules of Ohio, May 15th on Freeform and stream on Hulu.
So that was a snippet of the Royal Rules of Ohio. Naomi, we have the Ejekum family sharing their rich cultural heritage in Ohio.
Making Ghana
proud.
very, very proud.
Yes.
Because it's not easy to actually run a reality TV show. I mean, I watch series. That's like my genre. And when it comes to movies, so to see them on the platform in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, I'm actually very happy because they did not take out their rich royal culture.
Yes,
it's displayed all throughout the episodes. So we wish them all the best, and they should go ahead. They should go on to represent Ghana on the global front.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
on the international markets. Yeah.
Yes. You know, lifestyle in US or in another country or in the foreign country is different from that of Ghana.
Yes.
But I like the fact that wherever they are, like, they are still showcasing their life as in royals in Ghana. They say, I think in the interview they made mention that in Ghana here, whenever you go, you are respected and all that. But there, you know, people do not acknowledge your royalty.
Yeah.
But then they are trying
to educate them as well, which is very good. So over the weekend after my paper, Sunday I was just watching this reality show. It's a Kenyan reality show actually, the Bahati's Empire on Netflix. And you could see the kind of, you can tell the kind of investment that went into the production, from the camera works to the costume to the makeup. Everything was just on point. And I was like, I am so happy to see, especially Kenya, to see them on the globe. Netflix is a multinational brand.
Yes,
and
it is.
You can stream Netflix everywhere across the globe. So to have them on that platform shows that people would definitely come across them and do. And it was very interesting. And it's actually, you know, sometimes people will tell you that reality show is a bit scripted. With this one, you can tell. You can actually tell that this is their real life story. So once in a while, like when I hear the woman say that, you all heard that I was in the news that I did so and so, the woman is actually a rapper, the man is a musician. So they are like celebrities and they are together with kids. So when I hear anything, I just try to Google to see whether they are true. And they are actually things that happen. She'll tell you, I was this person before I met my husband, I was so and so, and she'll narrate everything, and it shows you their realness. And the blend of their local languages, the blend of the African language.
I think
they don't
that
just speak English.
Yes, I think with that, the rules, the Royal Rules of Ohio also made mention, especially the woman made mention that she tries to teach her kids the Ghanaian language. It's not just going to, although it's an international reality show, but then we need to showcase our language and our rich culture. I'm happy. The costume. You see the kente displaying of and so the makeup. Each kente color matches with the makeup, eyeshadow and all that. I'm really happy. I can't wait to watch. I hope my perception about reality show being acted or scripted is going to change.
It will
definitely based on this based on this, because I really don't like to watch reality shows. I
love
feel
reality
they are
shows.
acting too as and it's not real.
I love them. I actually love them.
Kudos to them. They've done really well, and I'm proud of them.
Yes.
And I'm proud to be a Ghanaian as well.
Away from that story, a Nigerian visual artist, Ife Olowu, brings his creations to life using augmented reality, or what some might call a sprinkle of magic. Olowu discovered augmented reality in 2019 while looking for ways to enhance his business. Now his innovative pieces, which blend traditional art with cutting-edge technology, can cost up to $10,000, captivating audiences with their interactive and dynamic nature.
I've been getting like so many comments on my page like, is this not juju, is this not magic? And I know they are juju for art again. My name is Ife Olowu, creator of Art of the Future. I use AR technology to give people an art experience. I'm a visual artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. I've been painting, or I've been doing art ever since I was little, at age 10. When I stumbled upon AI in 2019, I was fascinated by the technology. I was looking for a way to improve my business. I said, okay, why don't I use that technology for my art instead of my printing business, So that's how we came about the OAR on art. AI is you using your mobile phone. You could interact it, in the real time. But what I do here, I have a tech tool that I use to augment my art. After painting, I take it to my system. From my system, I move it to other applications to render. Then from there, I generate my barcode, and from there it comes to life. So many people really want to experience the art, basically, because I'm sure like people have been experienced virtual reality, but this is a different form of art. One of my art pieces costs 10,000 USD for now. I want my art to connect to everybody, both young, both old. And when we have more media recognition, more media exposure on what we do in Africa, apart from just the art, in everything we do, Africa is getting there. This is just the beginning.
That is Ife Olowu's, some of his creations that he used augmented reality to produce. Now, just to give you a bit of clarity, augmented reality is an enhanced version of the real world achieved through the use of computer-generated digital information. These includes visual, sound, and other sensory elements. Augmented reality uses computer hardware and software such as apps, consoles, screens, or projections to combine digital information with a real-world environment. Augmented reality uses a real-world setting, while virtual reality is completely virtual. Augmented reality users can control their presence in the real world. Virtual reality users are controlled by the system. And virtual reality also requires a headset device, but augmented reality can be accessed with a smartphone. Augmented reality enhances both the virtual and real world, while virtual reality only enhances a fictional reality. A practical example is the Google Map, which is the augmented reality. What do you make of this story, actually, Isabella?
Well, I am happy. When it comes to art, I love art a lot, and I am happy at least the value is changed. I mean, there's been an added value to just a
normal,
portrait, exactly, normal painting, but rather now you can use a phone and then feel your presence in the art. You can feel things moving in the art instead of it being plain like that. And I think it's good, and it showcases how ready he is to meet any trend, because currently things are moving. We are now moving into the digital system, and for him to improve on his skills and having that digital skills and adding it to his talent, it shows how ready he is to be accessed and to be accessible in the market state, and it's a plus. I mean, you shouldn't, if you are sewing, you shouldn't just be like manual sewing. Add a value to your product or your services, and you'll be out there.
Exactly,
and
what
that is
he's
what
done.
he's doing.
And looking at the cost of of some of the art pieces, 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Dollars? No.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Pardon me, 10,000 United States dollars. That's a lot of money.
It is, because things has gone into it.
Yes.
The app is going to, I don't know how he uses it or how he does it, but then he's obviously going to use an app which he's going to subscribe for it. And it's not just one app, it's going to be multiple apps. And with this, it's not just going to be one picture.
Yeah.
So, then how they do cartoons, initially, they draw each step in a paper. So when they flip, you see that the object will be moving. So I'm sure that is the same thing he's going to do. So it's not going to be just one art. It's going to be multiple arts, and then he will come exactly. A whole lot has gone into it. So the price to me is fair. I mean, sometimes just even the art alone, you go to the gallery and it's more cost more than that. So
well, I'll try and get one of the art pieces. Yeah. Just to support his business. Don't be a doubting Thomas. I'll buy one of the pieces.
Oh, okay then. Okay, please hold on. Let me do mine. You come and pictures my art. You see yourself moving, the way you pose when taking pictures and all that. That would be the art for you.
I don't mind. It will be my support. So yeah,
right.
Anything to support you.
And still on entertainment, a dance agency in Kigali has established the nation's first official cheerleading squad, the Pom Pom Girls, making cheerleading accessible to young women in Rwanda. Girls ranging from 18 to 25 years are auditioning for a sport. Now, they recently performed at the Basketball League 2024. In the this report is from the BBC. Yes, I want to be precise that it comes from the BBC News.
Let's go! Leaders of the game, champions of the ball. Do it! Swish, swish, we shake the ground. Ta. Yeah! We want the ball, see the sun. 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 Extreme!
twebwe twafashe nk'aho twafashe nyine uyu murimo dushaka kuwukuriyetinga kandi dushaka kuwuhereza agaciro kugira ngo hazabashe kugira ikivamo ku bantu babikunda ababibonaga hanze bakumva.
So that was the Pom Pom Girls, the cheerleading from Kenya. Naomi, when it comes to cheerleading squad, I hardly see Africans or an African country having such a group cheering their basketball players and football players and any other games. And so when I saw this news, I was like, hey, at long last. And I went to do further research. Apparently, Nigeria also have a cheerleading squad, and South Africa also has a cheerleading squad. I also saw one from Ghana, but I don't really can tell whether that is factual. But then cheerleading in Africa.
Yeah.
As a kid, when I see, when watching musical,
and most of these foreign movies.
Yes, you see me doing, imitating the skills and all that. I mean, I have that passion for it, but as to it being here or some other African, and I mean, at long last we have.
I mean, it's Rwanda's first cheering squad, so it's actually a very it's a new development, so definitely it's something that we need to commend them for. So yeah, I really wish that was in Rwanda at the moment. I would have loved to join them.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course.
And when it comes to cheerleading, people just see dancing, holding that I don't know the name, but it's not just that. It gives you this confidence.
Yeah.
Like, watching others, I see how confident, the way they walk, the way they throw, they are communicating something. And you need to be flexible to be able to join, the acrobats and all that, the throwings and landings and all that. You need to have that skills to be able to be a cheerleader. And kudos to them, performing in the...
And like you mentioned, it also cheers the players on, because if imagine the cheerleaders come and they are all down, they're not doing anything, or there's a game even without cheerleaders. You know, some people go to the court side and they're just watching the players do their own thing. But once the cheerleaders come in once in a while to perform, it actually sort of like give them some boosts to do more. So yeah, kudos to Rwanda's first cheerleading squad and whoever came up with this initiative. Yeah. So away from that story, Namibia has introduced a new visa policy. Now nationals from Canada, Germany, US, UK and other 29 countries will require a visa for entry to Namibia. A report by BBC Africa states Namibian Michelle Nehoga highlighted on social media that she feels Namibia is standing up for herself. I'm actually I think we touched on this story early on, and it's actually very good, because then if we give these European countries, or if we give these people from the other parts of the world the opportunity to just come into our continent like that without the visa, and then we will now need to be giving access to we'll have to have the visa to have access to their country. I don't think it's fair. It's just like you being in a relationship with somebody, and then I give you access to my house and you do not give me access to unless I come with some form of proof, and you can even have the proof and still be denied. Like the story we read early on. So I think Namibia is standing up for itself, and I think other people, other countries should emulate this. I remember when we were going to Namibia, we actually had to apply for visa to go to Namibia, and I was like,
an African country
moving to another, and imagine all these people had visa exemptions and you were not giving them the same act, like when they are coming to your country they would require visa. Then there's no need for me to also give you the visa exemption. So it's actually
it is a good thing, but at some other organizations in terms of the tourist attraction, initiatives are also having challenges, because these people come to the country just to have a tour site and experience what we have.
But we also would love to also go to their end, but it is because of these visa restrictions that is what prevents us. That is what sort of like does not give us the motivation to even go there. And even when you want to go there, proving to them that you would come back, there's always that tag. Are you sure you'll come back? Show us where you're going to stay. Sure. But we do not ask them any of these things. They just pick their visa, they just pick their passports, buy plane tickets and come to Ghana, buy plane tickets and go to Namibia. So then if you can easily buy plane tickets and come to my country, why then should I not be given the same access? Why do I need to go to your embassy or high commission and now be begging to be granted visa to go to a different country?
I understand you. I mean, I think the best solution is there should be some form of collaboration or relationship between the embassies, whereby when I come to apply for visa, at least you should be able to prove and not stress me, because it's too stressful to go through all that queue and all that, and when you get there you are denied the access to go there.
I know, right? We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll delve into sports. Don't go anywhere.
The CGC Show is back on your screens. This season on the CGC Show bring you nothing short of interesting and of course educative interviews. We are going to delve into the areas of technical and vocational education and training, TVET. We will get interactive with our professional and well-experienced guests to educate us on how to attain the career path you have been dreaming of in TVET. On the show, we focus mainly on highlighting career opportunities and job prospects available in the program you are studying or yet to read at the tertiary level. Better yet, we help you understand that whatever venture you are in can contribute to the economic development of our beautiful continent. Join me, Mr. Ako, on the CGC Show on AAU TV as I engage experts and professionals to help build and nurture your career. The CGC Show, your trusted pathway to your dreams.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
It still is Hello Africa Morning Show on AAU TV, and now we are going to delve into the world of sports, where we are going to be talking about the Paris tournament opening the expo, and we'll also talk about the various African countries that showed their flags and then the participants. And we'll also discuss some of the elements that were featured in the opening acts for the Paris tournament. And then we'll talk about the American telecommunication company, like some of the reactions or some of the reactions that came up after these these elements were highlighted in the opening. And we'll talk about Celine Dion's feature on the Paris opening, the first live performance after battling with her health. And in the world of sports.
So let's start with the opening.
Yes,
of the
I want us to talk about that one especially. What will be your view on that?
Okay, so I didn't really have time to watch everything, but then I saw some parts of the opening ceremony, and trust me, you know, each and every time we have a tournament and we are doing the opening, I think we develop based on the previous opening ceremony, being it FIFA World Cup, African Cup, we develop on the opening ceremony and ensure that at least it is interesting to watch, it is entertaining, and also at the same time educational. I watched it and I was like, it was really nice. The display, the cultural displays and everything, the performance, drumming, dancing, everything was really on point. And then lastly came the France flag, showcasing that they are the host of the Olympic Games. It was really amazing to watch. I didn't really watch all, but then the short ones that I watched, I enjoyed it. And I say kudos to France or Paris for hosting such a great opening ceremony for the Olympic Games. And also, you know, I also saw some displays of African countries there. You know, we have a lot of African countries representing the or being part of the Olympic Games this year. And you know, the flag, I saw South Africa being on canoe, showing their flags, and see, as you can see on the on the screen, exactly. Look at the South African. Look at how they like the entrance and everything. So it's really on point. And see Ghana with what's the name? Yes. You know, everybody has a way of entering, showcasing their country and the flag and cultures. And I like how Ghanaian entered, when they were called, I like how their entrance, because they were in the floor. What's the name of the outfit? Batakari?
They are Batakari.
Yes. I've forgotten the English name. Yes. I like that. They were showcasing what we have, and it shows how prepared we are for the games. And apparently, I think we've won our first gold. So I think it was a good opening ceremony, and I like it. And also, aside all this interesting, you know, sightseeing and all activities, there was also a complaint or some claims about it.
Yes, I was just about delving into that. Now, you know, we had there was this portion where some drag queens sort of like emulated the Last Supper or the Lord's Supper in our Bibles or the Christian religion, basically. And people are saying that what they did sort of like mocked the Christian faith, trying to mimic the Lord's Supper, especially with drag queens. I really don't know what to make of that story, because at the end of the day, we all know that. I think there should be that understanding that it is not a Christian event. But to make a mockery of another religion or another faith, I think that is where it was wrong, especially on that international platform. Because it's not just about me coming to your country to have or participate in the Olympic Games. I also have my faith, you also have my faith. Whatever your faith may be, I don't think that you should in any way try to make a mockery of my faith or some of the elements or things that have gone on in my faith. And for me, we all know what the Olympics stands for.
Yeah.
It's a celebration done in honor of one of the Greek gods. So yes, maybe they may not be of the Christian faith, but like I said, I don't think it is appropriate that you make mockery of someone else's religion. And even an American telecommunication company has pulled out of their advertising for the Olympics because of that as well. And I think quite a number of companies, yes, and comments. The companies actually have withdrawn the advertising from the Olympics, and the comments that have come in are actually very disheartening. So maybe I would suggest that maybe the organizers could actually do like an apology, not necessarily an apology, but they could also do an explanation of the concept. Concepts. They could actually just explain the concepts to us so that people would now have a better understanding of it. Because to the Christian faith, some people saw elements of it, like the Baal, the Lord's Supper, when Jesus Christ was dining with his. And the funny thing is, there was also a child on the table as well, depicting. Some people claiming that it depicts that these people are actually after the children. Yeah. Because why would you have a table full of drag queens and then a child featured there? Now, there's also one interesting thing that happened. So, an Italian high jumper was in the news. He rendered an apology to his wife while representing his country in Paris. He lost his wedding ring when he did the jump, and it was so heartbreaking. So he issued a very heartwarming apology to his wife on his Instagram. I don't know if we have time to read, but let me just read a snippet of it. It says, "I'm sorry, my love. I'm so sorry. Too much water, too many kilograms lost in the last few months, or maybe the uncomfortable enthusiasm of what we were doing. Probably all three things. Just the fact that I heard it parade, I saw it fly. I followed her with a glance until I saw her bouncing inside the boat. A glimmer of hope. But unfortunately, the bounce was in the wrong direction and floating more than 1,000 times in the air. I saw her dive into the water like that was the only place she wanted to be. A few moments that lasted an eternity. But if it was meant to happen, if I'm really going to lose this faith, I couldn't imagine a better place. It will stay forever in the riverbed of the city of love, flown away while I try to carry the Italian tricolor as high as possible during the opening ceremony of the most important sporting event in the world. If I had to invent an excuse, I would never have been this imaginative. I think there might be a huge poetic side to yesterday's misdeed. And if you want, we'll throw yours into that river too. So they'll be together forever, and we'll have one more excuse to, like you've always asked, renew our vows and get married to new. I love you, my love. May it be auspicious to come home with even bigger gold." So when I saw this post, I was literally in tears while reading it. I'm just trying to keep myself together. I'm trying to hold myself together. But it's actually very heartwarming to see a man owning up to what could have been a mistake or whatever. He is owning up to the bad that happened even while representing his country. I know there's this thing about Italian men. There's this thing that, Italian men are very romantic.
Yes.
And so
they're also funny, hilarious and all that.
Yes, and so for this much display of affection and love and consideration to their wife's feelings, because losing your wedding ring, I'm sure it's a lot of money that is gone. And for him to say that maybe you could also lose yours into the river
so that they'll be together.
So that they'll be together forever. And then we will now have the opportunity to say, okay, let's renew our vows. Yeah. So it's a very interesting.
Someone like me will be also questioning whether it was not acted. I mean, come up with this poem. But it's nice. It's nice.
Actually very nice.
It's nice.
No.
And it shows that at least a man or whoever it is, when you do something, you have a nice way to bring out your excuse or
it could
apologize.
have been it was an unfortunate incident, but then he owned it and he
took
said,
advantage
I'm
of it.
sorry.
Yeah.
And there was this picture where you could see him watch the ring while it fell into the river. It was so like you could literally cry because you could tell that he was so heartbroken. My ring is off and it's going. Like, it was so sad. It was so sad.
So he took advantage of the poor situation.
So yeah, maybe we should expect the wedding, the vow renewals.
Yes, we need to see it. So far as we are seeing him losing the ring, we need to also see the renewal of the vows. And also, I was really happy. I have this legend that I follow a lot. So when I saw her come back, especially with her documentary, I was really looking forward to watch it, only to see her performing on the opening ceremony of the Olympics 2024. And guess who I'm talking about?
Celine Dion. It was actually very nice to see her, and her performance was amazing.
I'll tell you, I was like, okay, let me listen and see maybe if there'll
be some hitches
or something or a situation or she won't be able to complete her performance, and
she delivered. She delivered.
She ate
it up. She ate and left no crumbs.
I told you, I was really happy seeing Celine Dion come back. And I know it's going to be quite difficult for you to be performing, but I'm really, really looking forward to your performances aside this Olympic opening ceremony.
Well, it's been an exciting time on the show today. We came your way all through the Association of African Universities at the Secretariat in Accra, Ghana, and you have been following this discussion of this conversation of this show on our various social media platforms. I'm sure you were streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Association of African Universities, on Twitter AUTV_universities, and on Instagram AUTV official. The show is proudly brought to you by
Vena Purified Water and Biko Drinks.
And we have been discussing some of the top African news stories. We delved into the world of entertainment and sports. We had some lifestyle where we featured AAU's very own Ajamano Tredakun winning a grant for his entrepreneurial innovation and initiative. And then we also did some news portal reviews. My name is Naomi Dako, and I have been doing this with
Isabella Tete Ahinakwa. See you again in our next episode.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.